Uh, I would like to welcome you all for the first ever webinar organized by Bhutan Health Journal. Uh, Bhutan Health Journal is the first and the only medical journal, peer-reviewed journal in the country. It's published by Gezhegab University of Medical Sciences of Bhutan. We have biannual publications, one in May and one in November. So this webinar is mainly to recognize the predatory, the fake clone journals, and some publishing houses that I have requested submit, sir. And maybe there are fake conferences also happening. So this would be entirely some new for some of us, but maybe for some it would be just a reminder or a repetition. So to move on with the webinar, we have drawn up an agenda. So we will follow as per the agenda. Firstly, I would like to introduce the chair for this meeting. Today's meeting will be chaired by our Honorable President, Dr. K.P. Sring. Dr. K.P. Sring is a neonatologist by profession. He is the president, and he has been serving as the president of the university ever since the establishment of the university in 2013. And Sir is also the chair of the executive board of the Bhutan Health Journal. Bhutan Health Journal is the presidential project. It is not under any of the faculties or MECRIT. So it is directly under the president. It's a presidential project. So Sir is the chair of the committee also. So I would like to hand over to the chair to kindly introduce to impart your welcome address and open the webinar. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, and thank you, Kunjang. First of all, on behalf of the Medical University, the Keselgalpo University of Medical Sciences of Bhutan, I am deeply honored to welcome Dr. Sumit Narula from Amity University, India, to deliver the speech and talk on the topic avoiding publishing on a predatory journal, which is for us a very new thing, but I think it's a very important issue to be addressed. And also to welcome the BHA team led by Dr. Doji and the faculty members, the students, and ladies and gentlemen. A very good afternoon to you all, and welcome to this webinar on a very important topic, which may be new to some and maybe a reminder to some. But nonetheless, it is a very important issue which is coming up, and I think it's time that we it's very opportune to address this issue, and we have a very experience speech on. So we're very happy that this is being organized. Now, research and publication as a medical university, I think even in the act of the university, we are mandated to do research, promote research in the country and in the university. So, and research is one of the important aspect of our vision also. We aspire to be a center of excellence in research, medical education, and patient care. So we as a university are mandated to strengthen research, and of course that should lead to publication and disseminate the findings, and wherever possible we should translate the research into actions, policy changes and all. So that way research and publication is very important aspect of the university activity. And towards that, I think I should say, the BHA, the establishment of the Bhutan Health Journal, I think has played a pivotal role in encouraging research in the university and the country by providing a very, very, quality platform to publish the publications, to publish the researches done in the country. And I think that is a very, very, important initiative which the university took, because getting journal to publish is also a very challenging issue. But nonetheless, we have developed a journal which is peer reviewed, and I think very soon it will be indexed also. And then at the same time, uh, being a medical university and then having postgraduate education program, I think uh, we are we had to set up, requirements for the faculty members to publish papers in order to, get the promotions in the academic, positions. So that's how, the need of publication has come up, and the research has been picking up. But now, at the same time, once publications are required, made mandatory, then as the demand goes up and the internet is, I think, uh, full of, good things and bad things also. And the good thing is that we have, opportunities to, publish our journal articles in many, journals, even online access journals. But at the same time, on the flip side, I think there are people and, people and organizations who are looking for profit, very unscrupulous in making, fake journals. So I think these are cropping up, and then I think today we will be happening. Dr. Sumit will be giving the talk on these predatory journals. I think it is very important for all the academicians to be mindful of this entity, so so that we prevent, publishing our journals, hard work into predatory journals, which may be, which will be, not counted, as publications. So it's very, very, I think, timely that we address this issue of predatory journals. And as faculties, as medical, faculty members and researchers, I think academic integrity is very, very important. So even in the university, the professionalism and integrity is our core, values. So to keep that integrity of academic standing, I think we have to be, a very accountable, responsible in publishing our journals, and don't get trapped in fake business, and that will have a negative impact on many levels. Firstly, the negative impact will be on the individual. Secondly, on the academic institutions. Thirdly, it will affect the literature body in the medical. If it is in the medical, field, the scientific, literatures will be, false, and that can lead into patient injuries and harm to the population. So these kind of journals and publications, fake publications, can affect various, stakeholders at different levels. So it is very important and to address this issue, and I'm sure we will hear more about it and learn many things related to this. And now, as a university, I think we need to, what we are planning to do is, firstly, these kind of, webinars to inform our researchers, our faculties, our students, so that they are aware of such entity. And then we will have to make, certain strategies and preventive measures. I think we will continue to collaborate with Dr. Sumit and come up with guidelines to the publishers, to the researchers and faculty members, so that they can avoid these kind of fake publications. And of course, at the same time, everyone has to be accountable and responsible and be vigilant, be mindful, and do not get trapped into such, such, entities. So, um, and henceforth, we will be, preparing a list of, as far as possible, list of fake journals, predatory journals, and then publications from these journals will not be, honored as publication for promotions and all. So these things will follow subsequently, but this is the first step where we want to inform our faculty members, students, and all the researchers the existence of this kind of, entity, and how we can, challenge. So from today's, webinar, I'm sure that the participants will be informed by the vast experience of Dr. Sumit, and then we will, definitely, be more knowledgeable and know how to prevent, mm, take preventive measures from these kind of, publications and publishing bodies. So with this, I would like to thank Dr. Sumit for accepting within a short time to deliver this important, talk, and my BHA team in organizing this important, webinar. And I wish all the participants a very, informative, successful, webinar, which might be a important milestone in our academic career, because of the significance of these kind of, entities. So let us learn and prepare ourselves to take the challenges of these kind of, entities, because otherwise we will be wasting our own time, and then have negative impact, as I mentioned, at different levels. So with this, I would like to once again wish everyone a very, very fruitful webinar this afternoon. Thank you very much. And now I would like to, hand over the, mm, uh, proceedings to the moderator for the subsequent deliberations. Thank you very much.
Lasla, thank you so much, sir. Before the moderator speaks, I would like to introduce the moderator. So the moderator for today's session is Dr. Pupdoji. Dr. Pupdoji is a gynecologist by profession. He has a fellowship in maternal medicine, and he is the chief editor of the Bhutan Health Journal. Sir has been heading the journal since the inception in 2015. And Sir also is the head of the KIDU unit, His Majesty's People's Project. So I hand over the floor to Sir. Sir, kindly, Sir will introduce the speaker. So Sir, kindly introduce the speaker, Dr. Sumit, to the team. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Kunjong. Good afternoon to everyone, Honorable President Sir and Dr. Sumit Narula, and all the faculties and attendees who are online. Just to bring flashback a little bit, that one day me and Dr. Kunjong, we were invited by Turn It in India on a online webinar, and then that's where we met. We saw Dr. Sumit Narula online giving a talk, so we could catch only half the way because we joined a bit late. And then that's how Kunjong contacted Dr. Sumit. And that's how we came to be friends online. And I want to especially thank Dr. Sumit Narula for being online and giving us this opportunity. As our Honorable President has said, that we are at a dire need of stepping our first steps in the right direction, as our university is young Our journal is young, our faculties are young. So medical education in Bhutan is in our baby stage, infancy stage. So it will be a great privilege. So I would like to introduce to all the faculties, the Dr. Sumit Narula. He has a PhD in electronics, media, and conflict resolution from Punjab University, Chandigarh, and he's presently working as a Deputy Dean Research, Publication and Research at Amity University, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. So he's also the director and head of institution in Amity School of Communication in Amity University, Madhya Pradesh. He has got 2 masters and 2 postgraduate diplomas to his credit. He has also published 2 books on mass communication journalism and edited 7 other books. One of his books, Environmental Awareness and Role of Social Media with IGI Publications USA, has recently been indexed by Clary Barrett Book Citation Analysis is a Web of Science, and has also published several national international research papers in journals. He has also been to London, Dubai, Slovenia, Nepal, Singapore, and Amsterdam for his research work and paper presentations. The core area of his research are new media, convergence media, media research in print media, electronic media, fake news detection, peace building, and conflict resolution, etc. He is also the editor-in-chief of biennial Scopus Index UGC Care listed journal named Journal of Content, Community, and Communication. He is also the chairman of recently established Center of Excellence for Detection of Fake News and Disinformation at Amity University. He is well versed with softwares with SPSS, Smart PLS, NBIBO 12, Citavi 6, and Mendeley. He has taken several workshops on the topic how to catch fake predatory clone journals in academics, and has developed a course with Taylor University, Malaysia on this. And he has also spoken very widely about academic integrity at various platforms worldwide. So we look forward to hearing from you, Dr. Sumit. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir, for this introduction. And I'm very happy to be here virtually. I really like this country. I have read a lot about this country throughout our ages in India. We heard a lot about Bhutan. Now, this is the only country which has more oxygen than required, and your oxygen index is very, very high. And literally, when India was and the people were suffering from COVID, and then we realized that how much important oxygen is. And it's very nice to be there at this forum virtually. I'm very happy that doctors are now listening to this talk, because earlier I was doing this research for the social sciences and the engineering people. This is my 3rd talk with the doctors. In India, I have taken 2-3 talks, and 4-5 are in the pipeline. So when I speak about doctors, the basic is they are second to God. So we expect that there are no errors in their research now. So that's why we give these awareness campaigns and awareness workshops, so that there should not be any error from them because of the problem of cloned and predatory journals. So I will give you a brief presentation of 7 to 10 slides. Then I will go live and I will show you a couple of predatory and cloned journals live. And I would expect that there are some questions in the chat box and there are some names in the chat box. I will search in front of you. I have access to all the databases, Web of Science, Scopus, all the international databases which you look for, the medical, the PubMed and the Medline and everything. So I'll show you all the things. I will also show you the discontinued list, the latest discontinued list of the Scopus and DASE also. So I'm just sharing my screen, and I am switching off my camera because of the bandwidth problem here. So the camera is off, but you can hear me and you can see my screen now. I'm just sharing my screen. So this would be my presentation. So online workshop on how to identify fake predatory clone journals in academics. My introduction has been given. So we have a journal. This is the only media journal in India from a university which is Scopus indexed. Our worldwide ranking is 259. Our Southeast Asian ranking is 9th, and in India we are at number 3. And the name of the journal is Journal of Content, Community and Communication. We are presently at Q3, aspiring to be at Q2 and Q1. So let's discuss what is predatory journal. A simple definition. Predatory publishing is called right-only publishing or deceptive publishing. It is an exploitative publishing business model that involves charging publication fees to authors without checking articles for quality and legitimacy. It will also not provide the other editorial and publishing services that legitimate academic journals provide. whether open access or not. They're regarded as predatory because scholars are tricked into publishing with them, although some authors may be aware that the journal is of poor quality or even fraudulent. So the onus comes to the researchers that why they are publishing with a poor journal. That means your research is also poor. So this is a very, very important point. You can be fooled by a predatory journal, but sometimes you yourself publish with a predatory journal. That is a point of concern, that why you are going to a predatory journal. New scholars from developing countries like India, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and other countries are especially at risk of being, misled by these predatory publishers. According to one study, this study has published in Nature, 60% of articles published in predatory journals receive no citations over the 5-year period following publications. I will show you that study also. So if you're publishing in a predatory journal for 5 years, you will never get a citation. And if you're not getting a citation, that means your research is studied by none. It is just for your own sake you are doing it. So that is also not the purpose nowadays for the research. Research is to be done, to be shown to all, to be cited by the maximum. So in predatory, once you're publishing in a predatory journal, you won't fetch anything. Now cloned journals. Cloned journals web pages are a counterfeit mirror. Underline this point, counterfeit mirror of an authentic journal that exploit the title and ISIN of a legitimate journal. That means that is a fake journal. In contrast to predatory journals, cloned journals are more likely to accept papers from authors since they have developed as a mirror image of reputable journals, including their domain name. Some of these counterfeit journals actively chase authors through a modified email. The modified email will be a personal email ID like Gmail that announces a fake call for papers in a current issue of the journal. So you'll get a fake call for papers. You think that you're publishing in a true journal or a very, very good journal, but that can be the cloned journal website. The original journal might not have asked you for publishing, but the cloned journal must have sent you a fake call for papers. Authors may be duped by this solicitation into paying an open access publication fees. The open access publication fees model has been misused by cloned and predatory journals, trusting that their work is about to be published in a reputable journal. You will pay like you're paying an open access publication fees, but at the end of the day, it's not a reputable journal. It's a cloned journal. So I will clear your all doubts about open access publication fees also, when to pay that fees, when not to pay that fees, and why to pay that fees. So all your doubts about open access publishing, I will also clear. So let's discuss the impact factor first. There are always talks on the impact factor, that what will happen, what will not happen. So we need to be very, very careful, understand that what is an impact factor, right? So there are only two impact factor has to be considered in academics. All other impact factor are dubious impact factor. If you see those impact factors on any of the journals, please avoid those journals. So I am taking you to that link. So predatoryjournals.com/matrix. We are clicking on this link. And here is list of misleading and fake matrices. Just look at this. There's 7 points in it. The first point, why they are fake and misleading. The website for the metric is non-transparent and provides little information about itself, such as location, management team, and its experience. The company charges journals for inclusion in the list. The values of the journals will always increase. Fourth, very important point, I'm highlighting it. The company uses Google Scholar as its database for circulating matrices. Google Scholar does not screen for quality and indexes predatory journals. Please see this line. Google Scholar does not screen for quality and indexes predatory journal. So if somebody says that his journal or his paper is Google Scholar index, it means nothing because they have no algorithm to check the quality. There are plethora of indexed journal, predatory journals indexed in Google, right? So Google Scholar means nothing. It's just a gimmick that if your journal is Google Scholar index, you got something. There's nothing good in it. The methodology for calculating the value is contrived, unscientific, or unoriginal. The company, very, very important point, this point. The company exists solely for the purpose of earning money from questionable journals that use the gold open access model. The company charges the journals and assigns them a value. And then the journal uses the number to help increase article submissions and therefore revenue. So the questionable journals are hand in glove with these predatory or misleading impact factors. And that is how both the person earn money together by ruining the academics. So this is the alphabetically list. The biggest culprit in them is the index Copernicus. As and when you see index Copernicus or any of the journal, please be very, very careful that you should avoid that journal. If you have this journal's index with you, just remove that index from your website. Otherwise, if you're going for any indexing in an international agency, they will not give you the indexing because index completeness is dubious, like all other. So if you see any of these impact factors on any of the journals, please do not publish with them, right? Even if they are scopus or indexed, they will be removed from there because they are using the dubious impact factor. If they are in scopus, they have the site score. If they are in Clarivate, they have the JCR, that is the journal citation report. So they don't have to use these misleading impact factors on any of the journal. I hope I'm very clear on it. Anybody, any question on impact factor? Then we'll shift to another topic. You can unmute and can ask. Anybody on anything on impact factor?
So regarding the modern concept, that is my personal doubt that is impact factor really important, or is it driving us in the
impact factor has something to say about your research. Like if I published a paper in a research journal with an impact factor of 10, it means there is something. It means there is something good in that journal. You can publish into the journals without impact factors also, but they should be indexed in Scopus or in Clarivate or in other indexing agencies like PubMed. So impact factor does not play any significant role, but it plays some role. So I am not saying that you must publish with an impact factor journal only. My point is you must avoid these dubious impact factors.
Okay.
We have to avoid these dubious impact factor because if our research paper or our journal will or our institution goes with them and says to the world that we have published and this was the impact factor, people will laugh at us, stating that you are publishing with the dubious impact factor journals.
Okay.
So this is the point, that our name should not get attached with these impact factor journals. So this is a list for you, for everybody. predatoryjournals.com. On the same list, there is a list. Any other question on impact factor? Anybody else?
Dr. Sumit, there's a question on the chat box. Why are they writing impact factor? I think he or she means to say, why do the journals have to write that impact factor? Maybe say
impact factor is
our
a term
journal
given. Impact factor is a term given by the JCR to show the impact of that particular journal in that particular area. That is why this word impact has come into it. So impact factor means the impact of that particular journal in that particular area. That what level of impact that is able to generate. That is why it is called impact factor. That is why this impact factor, you can see everywhere it is used, impact factor, misused rather. This is misused here. But eventually impact factor is the impact of that particular research paper or a particular research journal in that particular area.
Okay. I hope the answer, I think the question is answered. There's another question from Prem Kumar Newpani. It's written like, it is assumed that journals have impact factor higher than 6 are good. Is it true? So he's saying
it varies from subject to subject. In communication, in my subject, impact factor of 2 is also very good. In medical, good and high impact factors are required because of Nature and other big publishers are there. In social sciences, impact factor of 3 is also very good. So it varies from subject to subject, the impact factor variation. So it's not that the 6 is the minimum one. In social sciences, 2 is the minimum one, and sometimes 1 is the minimum one. My journal, I'll show you my journal, it has an impact factor of 0.7. Even then I get papers from international authors around the world. 0.7 is just the starting of the impact factor. It's about your journal. It's about the quality of work you're doing. Impact factor plays a role, a major role, but it's not that the 6 is the only one which has to be followed. It can be 1 or 2 also.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Samit. Another question is like regarding the Bell's list. It's written like, is Bell's list good to detect predatory journals?
Yeah, it is good, but it is exhaustive now. It hasn't been updated after 2018. This list is being made by him only. If you click here on the journals tab, we have the list of predatory journals. So this is a 2018 list. It has not been added now. I will show you a couple of more journals which are not there in the list. So in this list, there are 4 keywords which you have to carefully see. Journals starting with the name American, International, European, Global. These journals are mostly the predatory ones. Why? because it is very, very easy to start a journal with the name international. But to sustain the quality of an international journal is very, very tough. And when you don't sustain the quality, you will come into this list. This list has not been updated. So this is a kind of, you can say, outdated list, but these journals are still predatory. Those are in this list. Otherwise, we have also started a helpline. I will share that helpline with you, the email helpline. You can write to us and we'll get back to you about any journal on this planet, whether it is predatory, cloned, or fake. So I'll show you that also. So this is a Bales list only. And on the same list, if you click on the publishers, there is a list of publisher also, which have gone predatory. The Bentham Online has recently been added to this list. Alphabetically, you go down, you can see Bentham open. So in medical, you need to very, very carefully see that many publishers will approach you for book chapter or editing of a book. Please do not enter into an agreement with predatory journals, right? Predatory books, publishers, and journals. Right, ma'am.
So, okay, Dr. Sumit, can you just repeat the 4 things that we have to be careful about? You said American, international,
American, international, European,
yes. Okay. Global, okay.
Yeah. So these are the 5 keywords. As and when you see these words in any journal, just check them carefully.
Okay, Dr. Sumit, I think we move on. There's another question from Ma'am Dikyongmu. She said, if an article is published in a journal not related to the article subject, then the impact factor may be low. Is it correct? She's saying.
If the article is published, she's saying, if the article is published, can you
in
repeat
a journal which is not related to a subject, maybe if it's a medical.
If it's a medical journal, publishing the papers of Bombay Stock Exchange or publishing a paper of media management, it will not affect the journal. But at the end of the day, your research will be gone. And then if it will come under the category of predatory also. Because if you do the meta-analysis of a particular journal, we will see that what kind of paper this journal is publishing. I have a communication journal. I cannot publish the medical and biotechnology papers in my journal. If I publish with them, it will come under red space. It will come under the radar into the elsewhere databases. And once the checking is being done, most of the time these predatory journals are removed along with the research papers in them. So that is a big question, that you should not publish with the out of the purview research journals. I'll show you the examples also. So let me now complete the presentation and then I will come again once for question answer. So 15 crucial points. You need to carefully understand these points. Most predatory clone journals will not have any submission deadlines. They will publish out of the purview scope of that journal. I will show you that with examples. They will always charge money and will give you early publications like publishing in 24 hours or 48 hours. Most of them will be having multiple journals doing the same job. There are publishers having more than 100 research journals with them, and none of them is indexed anywhere. So these kind of multiple journals, you need to be very, very carefully checked. They also use the cloned website. I'll show you some of the live examples. Most of the predatory cloned journals will use Gmail accounts, not the official ones used for the journals. There will be no contact details of the chief editor and editor, or else they will be fake people. Now, what you can do, always check the Scopus Web of Science or ABDC databases before, a PubMed databases before submitting to any journal. Always check the making of the website. I'll show you that how you can check the making of a website. Ki ye kab bani thi? When was this made? They've always fake stamps. They have fake stamps of Scopus Web of Science and other related agencies. Nobody can use any logo of any company without the written permission from that company, as it will come under the copyright infringement. So they cannot use that also. Google indexing is very easy. There is no science involved in it, and it is not useful anywhere in academics, but it gives you more citations. That's the only thing that you have with Google indexing. If it is an open access journal, look for DOAJ stamp. I'll show you what is DOAJ. The journal must give you a working digital object identifier number, that is a DOI number. I'll show you that live. Most renowned journals are now integrating the ORCID ID with research publications, so you need to have the ORCID ID with you also. All predatory clone journals will have less or no citations and will be involved in unethical and malpractices. I will mail all these crucial points to you also, and then I will also show you all these crucial points live, that why these are important, how we can check them. So this is the email helpline we have started, cdfnd@gwa.amity.edu. You can write to us anytime and we will get back to you in 48 hours about any research problem related to research. And any problem related to research, the email helpline is cdfnd@gwa.amity.edu. I myself see this website, see this email every day, and we try to help. Almost every day we get around 50 emails from around the world, and we help the research scholars, because you don't have the access to most of the databases that young researchers we have, so we help you with them. Important link. First is the CDFND. We have our Center for Detection of Fake News and Disinformation, where we are doing this work. I'm a Google certified trainer in the area of fake news detection, and I was trained in Google Asia Pacific headquarters in December 2019, before the pandemic. And while I was working in the area of fake news detection and disinformation, I specifically caught a cloned journal, sent them a paper, and the paper was published in around 24 hours. And after that, I started catching the cloned and the predatory journals. So these are my contact details. You can contact me. I'm very active on LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever social media is there, I'm there, and I'm very active and trying to help as much people as I can. So now I'm shifting, going live for the hands-on training. The first journal I will show you today, which is Adalya. So the website is looking fine with this journal. They're saying that they are in Web of Science like this, but there are certain anomalies on the website itself. Once you understand the anomalies, you can never be caught by a wrong journal. So what are the anomalies? You click on contact, no details. I told you that there will be no details. You click on the editorial board, only the names are given. Anybody's name can be misused here, because you need to have the official email IDs and picture of that particular person. That is why we are not sure that these are original people. Two problems. Third problem, they are using the Gmail ID. Why are they using a Gmail ID? Fourth problem, impact factor 5.3. Who has given them this impact factor 5.3? How can they write 5.3 here? 4 problems you have achieved. You go to call for paper. Fifth problem, just look at the scope. Scope from sciences to dental sciences to healthcare to medical sciences. How can a journal be this versatile? It's not possible. You scroll down, you will see a screenshot stating that it is a Web of Science index journal. It is in the MJL, and it is working in the area of archaeology and published from Turkey, Antalya. And then these indexing logos, which are being misused by them. They cannot use it without the written permission. So there are a couple of glaring errors in the website. Now we have caught them. What we will do? We will go to the Web of Science resources and we'll check that whether it is there or not. So entering the Web of Science resources is very easy. You click on the Web of Science resources, enter with your Gmail ID, like click on login. You can create your free account also. You just log in. mgl.clarivate.com is a website. MGL is a master journalist. Like this, you will log in. My Gmail ID, I'm logging in. You can enter with your Facebook, with your Google, with your Orchid, and with your LinkedIn ID. Sign in, and it will take us inside into the databases. You cannot download any research paper there, but you can see the health of a journal and the original website of that journal. We will type Adalya, search journal. And we will see, yes, Adalya is in Web of Science. It is indexed in Web of Science. This was a screenshot that we saw there, but there is more to it. You click on view profile page. It is a clickable link. You click on view profile page and you will see more detail about the same journal, the Adalya journal. This was first year. This frequency is annual. Turkey, primary language, Turkish. So primary language is Turkish, but what we saw, English journal, which has no word of Turkey in it. So that means this is not the original website. So where is the original website? We'll go to journal website, click here, visit link, and they will give you the original website. See, original websites are there in the databases in which it is indexed. So this is the original website. So can you beat that? Somebody made the cloned website of that journal and asking for the papers from even from the medical sciences, dental sciences, and medical sciences. So you might have published with them stating that this is the original journal, and it's the editor-in-chief's problem that why they are taking the medical paper, we will publish with them. No, it is your responsibility to check the authenticity. So this is the original journal. Right? Example number second. Almost the international, almost 50% of the international journals are sometimes cloned. Now this OUT. This OUT research journal is also doing the same thing, dubious activities. You go to contact, no detail, the same picture which Adalya used is here. You go to the editorial board, no details, only the names. You go to the call for paper, you will see the areas, science and technology, and up to all the area, dental, medical, all the areas which cannot be, which is not true. You go to home, you can see throughout the year. I told you that there will be no submission last date. It is throughout the year. It's not like that. You always have a submission last date. Publication fees, money is involved upfront. Acceptance status, blind peer review. It is right, blind peer review, but they will give you the acceptance in 24 hours because it's a cloned journal. So now where is the original journal and how to check that? And they are using the word multidisciplinary. You cannot have a multidisciplinary journal. You can have an interdisciplinary journal. Multidisciplinary means what? What? They're publishing anything. No, it's not like that. So we will go to Scopus databases. It is very easy to enter the Scopus databases with your Gmail ID. I am entering with my university ID. And once you enter the Scopus databases, you will see this page in front of you. It's just opening. So this page in front of you, which says search, sources, list, Skywell and all. Title, we will enter the title ought, and Scopus will self-populate it because it is indexed in Scopus. So ought is there, self-populated by Scopus. We clicked on it. We clicked on it again. Here, it is a philosophy journal. Just look at the subject area, philosophy and cultural studies. Publisher is from Italy. And if you click on source homepage here, like this, it will take you to the original website. So this is the original website of that journal, an Italian journal, published in Italian language. And what we saw was the cloned website of that original journal. So can you beat that? Can you believe that this is happening? I don't want to go into the papers. If you see some of the papers, you will laugh at them. If I see the papers are also the poorest ones. Medical negligence. Just look at this paper. The name of the paper is medical negligence. And it is in the cloned journal. So you can see the academics of India and other related countries, the Southeast Asian countries are at stake. And specifically for medical students and medical researchers, it is very, very important to understand that what is cloning. It is a very nice concept, cloning, which was used there in the sciences, but it has been misused here in the academic research journals. So the third journal, there are plenty. I will show you 3 to 5, and then I will give you the homework to catch them on your own. Some names I will give you. So the third journal now, Journal of Xi'an, University of Architecture and Technology. Why these websites are at the top? When you put this name, why? Because they have used the SEO, search engine optimizations. And that is why whenever you type them, the fake journal will always come at the top, stating that it's the original journal, and you will also think that it's the original journal. So this is a journal, again, shady, dubious website. Black color is involved in a website. You can see on the header, there is a screenshot stating that it is in Scopus databases. Yes, it is in Scopus databases, but why they are putting this screenshot here? It is highly doubtful. Again, you see the impact factor 3.7, the ISN number, and then the UGC care, Scopus and all they have written. Submission last date throughout the year. Same things which I have seen in another journal have been repeated here. You go to contacts, there will be no detail. You cannot contact them. Gmail ID is involved. You go to the editorial board. Some of the names are there. You don't know who these names are, from where they have taken these names, whether they are interested in this work or not. Now, how do you check it? We will copy this name. We can check through one more resource, that is the Schemago journal rank here. Schemago also help us in catching them, but the journal should be indexed in elsewhere only. Then Schemago can help you. We'll put the name here. We'll go to search. And here it is. It's a Science Press Chinese journal, must be publishing in Chinese language. So somebody has given us the cloned website. You click here on information, go to home page. We click on the home page, and this is the original website of that journal. Can you beat that? The Chinese journal. And what we saw was this, the cloned website of that journal. ISN number will remain the same, 10037930. Here it is also 107930. So ISN number will remain the same. This is how you fool people, stating that it has the same ISN number. But we have the resources to reach to the original website. So Schemago, Web of Science, and Scopus will never give you a wrong website. Right. Anybody on any journal, any query? Then I will show you some more journals, cloned journals.
Dr. Sumit, there is a question from Ms. Sonam Yangdin. She wants you to check on European Journal of Trauma and Dissociation.
Yeah, I will go to that.
Yeah.
European Journal of
Trauma and Dissociation. Trauma and Dissociation.
This is the Elsewhere journal, might be a good journal. Elsewhere does not do these kind of errors, and they are not themselves into predatory. So this is a good journal. Site score is 0.2, it's not very high. And it is in ESCI also, the Emerging Scholar Citation Index. At present, this is a good journal. But there is one very, very big predatory journal, European Molecular and Clinical Medicine. I'll show you that also. So first, let me show you two more cloned journals, and then we will go for another question. So another cloned journal, I'll just show you the journals. You tell me whether it is cloned or not. So just look at this website.
Okay.
Just look at this website. Now, what is the problem with them? Just look at multidisciplinary, response time 24 hours, fast publication process, and stating a video that it is in Scopus, right? And asking, and you can see the acceptance status 24 hours. You just cannot accept something in 24 hours. Publication period is 48 hours, right? And then the submission last date is throughout the year. It is also a difficult task. So 110% this journal is a cloned journal. So where is the original journal? They have given us a Scopus purview. We can go to Scopus and we can put this name there and we can check that where is the original website. This is basically a Dutch journal publishing, Netherlands journal publishing in Dutch language. You understand my point?
Yes, sir.
One more. Just look at this website. Again, a dubious website. The original journal is in German, publishing in German language. Then somebody made the clone website and started asking paper from all the areas, including the medical sciences. Earlier, medical papers were not asked. Now, medical professionals are also being asked to send papers because they are not understanding the problem behind that, behind these journals. And for medical, you have the Scopus Embassy list. I will show you that Embassy list. There you can see the discontinued journals. I've downloaded it for you. Here it is. It will just come over here. So these are the list. Embassy journal titles, February 2020. I will show you the updated one also. This list has the removed titles also. These are the medical removed titles in which you cannot publish. So I will share this list with ma'am, and ma'am can share this list with the faculties so that they should not fall trap into these removed journals. There is also excluded Medline titles. So I will share the updated one, ma'am. This is February 2020 list. So as and when you publish with any of the journals, just see that it's not there in this list. If it has been removed, do not publish with them. On the website, they will never tell you that it is removed. You understanding my point? Why they will not tell you? Because they are there to earn money and to ruin the research. Right? So on the website, you will never find it. So now this was again a cloned website. Let me show you one more cloned website. Proteus Research. This is again a cloned journal. Now please unmute and tell me that how can you catch it and how will you search the original journal? Just anybody unmute and speak. Or you can write in the chat box.
Anyone wants to answer from the participants? Please raise your hand, we'll unmute you.
Okay, I think they're understanding it, so let's not waste time on it because so this is also a predatory cloned journal. Why? You can see the problem, the screenshot, the Gmail ID, the impact factor about 1.5, and then this dubious color combinations. Again, acceptance status 24 hours, publication periods 48 hours, submission throughout the year, subject area multidisciplinary, and you can see the logos of DOI, Crossref, Google Scholar, and so on and so forth. So these are some of the dubious things which you see in an impact factor. Yes, I can see this in the chat box. People are writing, thank you. You are understanding my point. So this is the main point in a journal which you see that these are 5 anomalies, 6 anomalies which you have to catch in catching a clone journal. There is another journal, Universal Review. I think this is not the original website, so let's not go into it. They might have the original website with us. And then there is another journal, Novimir, Russian journal, made the clone website here, and you can see. And now I think you are good to go and catch the clone journals on your own.
Dr.
Right.
Sumi, there are some questions. I don't know.
Go ahead, ma'am. Please ask. Please ask.
So one question is, what is ORCID number,
Yeah.
and how do we get it? I think that is
ORCID number is a free number which you get by filing some of the details online. So I'll just show you my ORCID number. This is the ORCID number, and all my details are here online. My publications, my work, my membership details, my fundings, and my research papers. So it is like a social security number. You can just go to ORCID like this, sign in or register, and fill in your details. And fill in your details, and you will be allotted an ORCID ID, a unique 16-digit alphanumeric and ORCID ID, and then you can enter your details, and this details will be added to your paper's publication. Like I have published a paper with a journal, ABTC B category journal, and Journal of Public Affairs. I'll go from the ID. Here it is. Here is this paper, right? So I'll go to this paper, and you will see that my ORCID ID has been attached with this paper by Wiley. If you click here, I was the corresponding author. Here it is. My ORCID ID has been attached. You can see this. So it will automatically add into my databases. I don't have to add manually. And it says that any imposter cannot use my research worker and cannot use my name, because this is a unique ORCID ID given to my name only. So people cannot misuse my name, my research, and my areas of concern. So this is why it is very important. You can go to ORCID ID. It is free. Make your ORCID ID and then start using it. Most of the good international journals will ask for your ORCID ID so that they must know that who you are. Right? Okay, because online fraud is happening everywhere. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. There's another question, like Dr. Puru, he writes, he wants you to check his journal, Asian Journal of Medicine and Health.
Asian Journal of
Medicine and Health. Okay, it's green.
This is a journal. Now we have to see that whether it is indexed anywhere or not. If it is not indexed, that means you do not have to publish with them. So they are saying digital archiving is in locks and clock is fine. Peer review model, okay, no problems with that. Let's see whether their DOI is working or not. And then there is no information on the indexing. If you click here, you will see the indexing is done into all these categories, which is dubious and not at all, would you say, helpful. Like Index Copernicus is dubious. Pavlon is a agency which does not give you any indexing. Sherpa Rumi is for open access. Crossref is for DOI. Site Factor is again dubious. I have told you Site Factor. Right? So this journal is a predatory journal. And how I can say that it's a predatory journal? Because they have given us the indexing which are not at all required. The important indexings are in Scopus MSA or in JCR or in DOAJ or in PubMed or in Medline. I have told you 6 important databases indexing, but they are in none of them. So Google Scholar indexing is nothing. Any Tom, Dick and Harry can enter into Google Scholar databases. Whosoever is online is into Google, right? So Mendeley indexing is nothing. Mendeley is a referencing management software. Why they have written under indexing? Baidu Scholar and all. So it's a predatory journal, sir. I think you should not publish with them. If you're published with them, please ask them that why it is not in Medline, in PubMed, in Scopus, or in other agencies, which is the biggest requirement, right? The biggest requirement of the agencies like ICMJE, the guidelines you follow, WAME, and the COPE one. These three agencies. So it's not in any of them. This is how you check a journal which is predatory or not. I'll give you more examples in that. Yes, ma'am. Next question, ma'am.
Yeah, so Dr. Peldemanchu writes, will Predator Journal ask us to provide ORCID ID, or can ORCID ID be used to track status of paper being submitted?
No. ORCID ID is just your own ID. It cannot be, you cannot track your research paper on that. Your research paper can be tracked on the website of the journal only, where you are submitting your paper. There only you can track, not at your ORCID ID. ORCID ID has nothing to do with your tracking. And predatory journals will not ask about the ORCID ID most of the times, because they themselves are predatory. Why will they ask for your original information? For them, even if you are a predatory person, or even if you are not the right person, they have no problems. They will take money, publish a research paper without checking. Even if it is a highly plagiarized paper, they are good to go with them, because they know that sooner or later they have to close down the website. So it does not worry them.
Okay, sir. Sir, there are many questions. I don't know whether you'll have time. Maybe this being the first workshop, as I told you, maybe we'll give some time to.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
yeah. So there's a question like, are there any chances of plagiarism when we apply for publication of articles to journals? Maybe that means like the limit, the percentage. Can the publishers?
There are. I'm reading that question. Are there any chances of plagiarism? Plagiarism, it depends upon that author, that how you are writing, and then it is the responsibility of the editor-in-chief to check that, to see that whether it is plagiarized content or not. Predatory journals will not do this exercise. Clone journal will not do this exercise. They will ask you to give them the money. As and when you pay them the money, your journal and your paper will be uploaded. And yes, people use others' names also. They can use others' names also. That is why good journals ask for the ORCID ID, so that your details can be verified.
Yes.
This can happen. Somebody can send a paper on my name, a plagiarized paper, but they will check through the ORCID ID whether I have submitted it to you or not, and whether I'm the right person or not. So these are the new things which are coming up, and editor-in-chief are checking them. Next is, can you check BHJ? I have checked BHJ. It is good to go. And there are a couple of things that we are changing in the next time to come in Bhutan Health Journal. I'm also involving myself in that journal, and we will be coming up with the changes in the few months, or 1 month or 2 months.
Yes. Should we move on, or should we answer some more questions, sir?
Yeah. So predatory. So cloning. I'll close the concept of cloned journal here. I have shown you a couple of cloned journals, and now you have to catch them on your own. I am repeating the points. Please see the impact factor. It's written 6.1. Please see from where they have taken it. It's a wrong thing they have taken. Submission last date cannot be throughout the year. Acceptance status cannot be 24 hours. Publication period cannot be 24 hours. Issues cannot be 12. Areas cannot be multidisciplinary. And submit journal cannot be at Gmail. So all the highlights of 6 highlights are there in the same journal. So as and when you see these 6 points in any of the journal, just see that it might be a cloned journal, and go and try to go for the original link. So I stop the topic, the cloning here. Now let's go to a predatory journal. So I'll show you an example. There is a journal name, European Journal of Molecular and Clinical Medicine. Now I am showing you the original website of that journal. We will go to the original website of that journal. There is no cloning involved now. European Journal of Molecular and Clinical Medicine. Website is strong, looking very fine, but there are errors in the website itself. First, you go to contact us. There are no details. You cannot contact them. You go to journal info, editorial board, wrong details. No pictures. Official email ID is not here. Only some Gmail ID and EJMCM. Because it's a dubious and predatory publisher, he has made the email IDs on our own, and then put the name of the people, like Associate Professor, Cancer Center, whatever the names. You go to home. So once you go to Scopus databases and you check that why this journal was discontinued, you can see the coverage is discontinued. You will see the area is immunology and biotechnology. And if you click on content coverage, no papers are there. Why? Because all the papers are removed because they were plagiarized and falsified. So the area is now immunology. And if you go to the journal and type Bombay Stock Exchange, you will see the papers of Bombay Stock Exchange in this journal. So can you beat that? 110% it's a predatory journal, and that is why it was removed. You cannot publish the papers out of the purview of that journal. I've told you the purview was biotechnology, but please see this paper, a study of cause and effect relationship between inflation and Bombay Stock Exchange. This paper has no way entering the journal's databases. Why this has entered? They paid them 25,000 rupees. And then you can see the another one. And then you can see the another one. So these are the points of concern to see in a journal, to go for the meta-analysis, that you and they cannot publish the out of the purview research papers. You understand my point? So you need to carefully check the website. The errors are there on the website only. First example. Now second example. There is another journal, Journal of Critical Reviews, JCR, a Malaysian journal. Now again, there are problems on the website only. Just look at this website. They're saying that they can publish papers from management, social sciences, and humanities. But if we check the details on the Scopus databases, you will see that it is not allowed. It does not come under their purview. We will type this name here, Journal of Critical Reviews. Now the websites are original, so there are no problem with the website. Journal of Critical Reviews. Click on the website. The journal has been removed. Coverage is discontinued. Just look at the area, pharmacology and biotechnology. And they have written management and social sciences. And by writing that, they have received around, they publish around, go to the content coverage, 2,900 research papers in a year. So now these research papers will also be removed sooner or later. So at the end, who is at the loss? The researcher, the institution is at the loss, because your score will be less. Your score will be lessened. How do you check your score? I'll show your score also. So coverage is discontinued, and there is an anomaly on the website itself that they're asking for management and social sciences paper, which they cannot ask for. So now how to check the institution score? You go to search, you go to affiliations, and if I write here, your institution name is KHYSER. What is KHE?
SAR
ESAR.
Then GYAL.
GOIE.
No.
EL.
GY. No.
GUI.
GY.
Yeah.
GYA.
YA.
No G,
L.
no E here.
Maybe I'll write on the
Okay.
chat. So the,
Okay, you give me on the chat box.
yeah, it's there in the chat box. Dr. Sita
Okay.
has written it.
Yeah, I'm checking it. So I can check the details. You can check our detail. Anybody can check each other's detail. So these details tell us about that, how many papers we have published in how many years. And then when the score comes down, it means that university has also published with the predatory journal. So the name is not coming. Maybe there is some error with the thing, because it should self-populate. When I'm writing, it should starting self-populate. So if it's not, maybe it has come into some different category. So let me search with Bhutan. Something comes out. So there are only two, Royal University of Bhutan and Royal University of Bhutan's college. Let's go to Royal University of Bhutan and see that how many papers they have. They have 223 research papers till now. So now if the score goes down, what could be the reason? The reason could be they might have published in the predatory journal, right? They might have published in the predatory journal. And once the papers of those predatory journals got removed, the data will remove from here also. So you are sitting at 223, it might go up to 220 or might go up to 210. It depends on that how many predatory journal papers are there in your databases, right? So another journal which we were discussing was the JCR. I'll go to the website again. They have one more anomaly. There are no contact details of this journal, right? The editorial board is also a dubious one. And the another anomaly that they are having is they will give you the DOI like this, but it will not work. You click on the DOI, there will be an error like this. So what is a DOI? DOI is a digital object identifying number, which should be given to all the research papers by all the international journals. So our journal, this is our journal, Journal of Content, Community and Communication, is a Scopus Index journal. We have all the problems solved with our journal. If you see the editorial board, you will see my picture with all my details, including my mobile number and email ID. We are not hiding anything. You go to members, all the details of the editorial board with their official email IDs, because we have taken permission from them that we are using your name here. And then at the end, you can see we are using the official email ID, that is jccc@gwa.amity.edu. We are not using any Gmail ID. So now coming to the point of the DOI, we have released the June 2021 edition yesterday. And if you see some of the papers, like if you click on this, the DOI, it will directly take you to the paper, right? So now how do you check that whether your DOI is working or not, and how do you give it? So we will go to a website named doi.org and we'll put the DOI here, and we'll see that whether it should take us to the research paper or not. We'll copy the DOI number from here. It makes your paper machine readable. So most of the predatory journals will not give you any DOI, because it's a lot of effort to make your paper machine readable, and predatory journals will not do this effort. So you click on submit. Let's see. Here it is. DOI is working. So DOI must be working. You must need a working DOI. And when you see this journal, DOIs are given, but they are not working. So how to achieve that DOI? For that, you go to Crossref, give some payment to them, which is required in dollars, and then they will give you this account. I'll just give one DOI in front of you of my research paper. I'll do this exercise. I'll go to restart. This is the page you get. I have the access. You will also have the access when you buy the DOI from them. Journal, title, abbreviation, DOI, URL, print ISN, EISN, volume 13, issue 7. Issue DI is JCCC.0.6.21. Issue URL is June 2021, year 2021, month 6, day 30th, online 2021, 6, day 30th. Add article. I will add article to it. Now, there are many information which is being required to make it a machine readable paper. Title, we will go to the journal again. Let's go to this title. I think I have given the DOI to this title. Let's go to this title, right? We'll copy the title from here. I'm doing this exercise just to make you understand that how to do it. Title here, then author, first name, we'll copy that. Disha Sharma, copy from here. Disha Sharma. We don't have the ORCID ID as of now, so we are not attaching it. Add another contributor. So I'm adding the second contributor, Shilpi Gupta. Shilpi Gupta. Now abstract of the paper. Abstract of the paper. Here is the abstract. We will copy it from here. DOI. DOI would be JCC 0621, and the paper's number is paper number is 4. Here it will be 4. URL, the URL that where the paper is sitting. The paper is sitting here. We copy it. We'll put it here. And now the page numbers, so that there should not be error in the page number also. So the page number is, it is starting from 27 and is going up to 34. So we will write 27, 34. Finish. Now it is being converted. This is my ID, the university's ID. I will log in. I'll put my official information here, deposit. So this paper has been deposited, and I will now check that whether I have got the DOI working or not of the paper which I've just released yesterday. So the paper number was number 4. This was the paper. Now we should reach to this paper by entering this number into the DOI website. We'll copy this name here. We'll go to the website. DOI.org, and we will put that name here, number here. DOI.org. We'll put the number here. It should be working. If it is not, it might take 2 or 3 minutes of machine readability, but it might work. So we'll submit and we'll see. So it started working. This is how a DOI is being given to a research paper. And it is very, very important for you to have a DOI number. So now, even if the website is down, you have the DOI number with you. Even if the website is down, you can reach to your research paper on your own with the help of the DOI number. So this is the main purpose of a DOI number, which is very, very important. And in predatory journals, you will not get the DOI number. You will not get the working DOI number. They will give you a wrong DOI number, which will have errors in it. Right? So the concept of DOI is now clear to you. Another predatory journal which has 0 citations in 5 years was Plant Archives. In this journal, you will see they publish around 3,000 research papers in a year. So number of papers also play a game. If a journal is publishing more than the required number of papers, it is going to be removed. So you can see coverage, discontinued scopus. Content coverage, you will see 1414 documents and then 1667 documents. It is obvious outlier behavior, which is not good for a journal. And if you go to site score and trend, you will see 0 citations to them. Why? Because they were into the business of predatory. Nobody cited them, and only predatory papers were with them. Sooner or later, these papers will also be removed. So if somebody has published with this journal, the score of that research institution and that faculty will go down, which does not give a good impact and good impression on your academic career. Right. So I have a couple of more examples. If we have any question in between, so I'm ready to answer. Because people should be more, they may be more curious than my information to share.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. I think Chuki Bida, she says, if you can show some examples of humanities, also humanities journal.
Humanities, there, you give me the name, I'll just check it for you. There are humanities journal like Pal Arc Journal of Archaeology and Egyptology. It's a predatory journal, published around thousands of research papers. No paper got indexed into the Scopus databases. But if you go to the website, there are thousands of papers of all the areas with them. So you need to check that what is the status of that specific journal on the Scopus databases. You can see the papers are still pouring into the website, but they will never enter the Scopus databases.
Okay, Ma'am Chuki, if you are hearing us, if you can give us the specific journal name, then we can check it. Yeah, as we wait for her to give us the journal name, can you please check Intact Open? I think it's a publishing house.
Intact Open is a dubious publishing house. I have the inquiries. Intact Open. This one?
Intech, INTECH.
INTECH. Okay, this one. Okay, Intact Open. Yeah.
Intact Open.
Yeah, so they say that they are the world's leading publisher. They can write anything they want to. We need to see whether they're indexed anywhere or not.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, as per their website, I have checked it before the workshop also, that they are not indexed anywhere. So you need to see that what benefits you'll get after publishing in them. And then you can see a lot of areas in which they're publishing. So it's a new house from London, and they've entered into this business. I think you should wait before publishing with them. You should wait for 1 or 2 years that what kind of papers they are publishing and what kind of people they are having. It's very easy to take anybody's name, Nobel laureate and all, but we need to see that they're publishing what kind of research with them. So I think you should wait. They're not indexed anywhere right now.
So at the moment, we're not very sure whether
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
predatory.
Yes, we are not sure that they are predatory. My point is that we should wait.
Okay.
We should not publish with them for around 5-6 months, because I'm also searching and I'm also having a tab on them. As and when there is any problem or anything, I will get back to you. They say that they have 1 lakh citations in the Web of Science. I don't know in which journals they have this much of citation. Where are those journals? 1,30,000. So these data are dubious data. If they're so big, why they're launching now? Why nobody is knowing about them? And they're asking about directory of open access books. There is DOAJ. I haven't heard about DOAB. DOAJ. That is directory of open access journal. It is there, but DOAB I heard it first time, so I also have to see what is DOAB. DOAB. You can see there is nothing. Just search if it is important or not. Right, and that we have to see whether it is fine or dubious. DOAB. Anyways, next question, ma'am.
Dr. Ngido wants you to check on International Journal of Scientific and Research Publications. International Journal of Scientific and Research Publications. Research. Scientific and Research.
So let's look at this website again. The SJ dubious impact factor, ICV dubious impact factor. They have the DOI. We'll click on the DOI. We'll see it is working or not. It is saying that it is there. This is their ID, but we need to see whether it is working or not. Anyways, we'll come back to DOI later. Let's see where are they indexed. We need to see their indexing. So you can see it's a monthly journal, and monthly journal getting indexed is very, very difficult. And it's not indexed anywhere you can see. They're saying digital object identifier. I just show you. DOI is not an indexing agency. It's a metadata manager agency. They will manage your data. So if you are writing cross-ref indexing, it is a dubious kind of thing. So this is a predatory journal. 110%, it's a predatory journal. And my advice to them is not to publish with them, because you just see these dubious impact factor that they are using, right? And then they are also using these things, IJSRP indexing. These are not the indexing agencies.
Okay, thank you so much.
So it's a dubious, right?
Yeah. Dr. Namka writes, what is ResearchGate? Can you kindly tell us something on this?
ResearchGate is a kind of account where you can add your papers and people can cite your papers from there. So ResearchGate is also a good platform, and I am also there on the ResearchGate. So there is an app also. So you can have your account there and you can submit your papers there so that people can read, find and share research. This is a ResearchGate. Right? I have my right. So as and when I submit a paper, I add my paper here so that I can get more citation. People can see my work. So this is simple. Nothing much in it. You can have your own ResearchGate account also.
Okay, sir.
Like this will come here, my paper. Some pandemic and the role of media. So yes, I am the author. Here I can say I am the author. This is not me. 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 So you can do it. It's easy.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
the author. Confirming. Yes.
Okay. There's another one, like International Journal of Current Research. I think word international again coming. Of current research.
I told you that as and when you see an international journal, just be very, very careful. Again, this website is looking like a dubious website. And I directly go to the referencing them. You can see the index company was SGIF. They are saying that they have the ICGMA recommendations, but it is a kind of dubious journal because the impact factor they are using is dubious. And then they give you certificate also. Why do we need a certificate if we have a good research journal with us? I never ask for any certificate. People never ask for a certificate. And then you can see SGIF, they're being used prominently. So even if they're used, let's see where are they indexed. They are not indexed anywhere. Again, they are misusing Crossref, DOI, ResearchGate, this IFISJ, Qualis. They're not indexed anywhere. It's a predatory journal, and you can see the frequency is monthly. It's 100%
Okay.
predatory journal.
Okay. Next one is SRG International Journal of Medical Science.
Which one, ma'am?
SSRG SRG International Journal of Medical Science. SRG. No,
SRG.
right? Yes. Yeah.
Can you put that in the
International
chat box?
Journal.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
it's in
writing.
the chat box. International Journal of Medical Science.
I'll just check the
I
chat
think
box.
it's a predatory. SRG is a predatory publisher only, I think.
RG International Medical Science. I'll just check it here in the chat box.
Journal of Medical Science. I think this one. Yeah, this one.
International word is itself a dubious word. Again, you can see
Yeah.
a kind of predatory journal. It's not indexed anywhere. They're just misusing the concept that they are international seventh sense research group. Any research group stands up and says that they are the best in the world. We click on the indexing here. If you click on the indexing, I don't think so they're indexed anywhere. Again, the dubious impact factors you can see. They have written there in Scopus. Excellent. So let's search in Scopus and see what is the status. It's good for us for a homework kind of thing. So I will copy this name from here and I will go to Scopus. Sources. To put the name here. It should be self-populated if it is in Scopus. It's not. So it is dubious. We will delete the name SRG from here. Let's see. International Journal of Medical Sciences. Here it is. Find sources. It's an open access journal.
Okay.
Ivy Spring International. So if it is a website of Ivy Spring, only then we can assure that it is a journal. We go to content coverage and it is somehow going predatory because the numbers of publications are very high and the area is general medicine. So we have to go to source homepage from here and we will see that where does it take us. It might take us to a different website. Yes. So this is the original website. So what you gave me is the cloned website.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is a cloned website. This is a cloned website of that original journal. This is the original website.
Group.
Yes. Seven state group is the cloned one. This is the original one.
Mm. Oh, that's a thing.
So seven state is this is a cloned website. So be very, very careful. This is how you check it. They've written it to Scopus. Go to Scopus, write the name here. They will give you source homepage. Click on source homepage, and they have brought you here. So source homepage is the original one because Scopus queue the data from the source homepage into their own databases. So Scopus will not make any mistake.
Okay. There are so many questions. Are we going to answer everything, or should we move on? Or maybe
I think this is the thing that I would like to tell about the predatory questions. I will answer everything, and then there are more research journals with me. It's fine if I would like to answer because they have medical journals. Let me check for them. So while checking, I will be keep on answering the material. This is the thing that I have to do.
Okay, okay. So we move on, and yeah, Ma'am Chuki has given us the name of the journal, International Journal of Language and Linguistics.
So again, the word international is there. We'll copy it from here.
Yeah, International Journal of Language and Linguistics.
Okay, I have to copy. I have to copy.
Language. Yeah, the first one is popping.
Why Science Publishing Group is a publisher of this journal. Anyways, so let me see it. Let's go to the indexing. Again, dubious impact factor, DRGI, ESGI. So it's a predatory journal, 110%. Right? This is a predatory journal.
Yeah. Okay, I think we are okay with that. Now, Archive of Clinical Case Report.
Clinical
Case report. Report. Problems.
They are in Publon doesn't mean that they're good. So it is very easy to get in Publon. We'll go to the website. Here is a website. Getting into Publon is not a big issue. Anybody can enter Publon databases. So this is a website. Again, it is looking like a dubious website, right? Nothing on indexing here. So it's a dubious journal. It's a dubious journal, not at all indexed anywhere. And they are saying that they're in Delaware, USA, but I don't believe that they're in Delaware, USA. They're anywhere in the world and can write that they are in USA. So it's not indexed anywhere right now. It's a dubious journal. Right.
Okay. Another one is Indian Journal of Pharmacy Practice.
Indian Journal of Pharmacy Practice. Let's see. In India, the rules are different. I might think that they're indexed anywhere. So let me see whether they're indexed. So they're not written here anything. Frequency indexed. So they're saying it's also dubious, man. This journal does not stand anywhere.
Okay.
They although do not charge for anything, but you can see the indexing. So these are not the required indexing agencies. These are not the required one. They might be doing the social services by publishing free, but they're not indexed anywhere. Just look at this indexing and abstracting.
Okay. Next one is International Journal of Nursing Education.
Nursing education. Okay, the website itself says that they are not going to be good. So they're again into this Uttar Pradesh, Noida, somewhere in India, and they're not indexed anywhere. They're also predatory. It's not indexed anywhere. 4,000 rupees they are charging. Creative Commons they have, clocks, digital and everything, but they're not indexed anywhere. So they have a website. They say that this is, visit our website. Let's go to this website also. Institute of Medical Legal. No, they're not into anything then. Just be. Because they're not indexed anywhere. So if they are not indexed, so what is the purpose of publishing with them? And why to even publish with them?
Okay. Okay, sir. Next one is Dr. Robin writes, is all journals in Hinari authentic?
Is all journals?
Journals
Hinari.
which are in Hinari, yeah, authentic.
Hinari is a dubious publisher. Let me see. So this is a main, this is the WHO thing. So Hinari publisher you're looking for, no?
No, this one he means. This WHO Hinari one. So okay, he's saying if all the WHO Hinari, the journals which are there in WHO Hinari, are they genuine?
Are they? You need to check them. They might be genuine, but they might have turned predatory also. If they're publishing out of the purview research paper and publishing large number of research paper, even if they're in WHO Hinari, they are predatory.
So we have to check one by one.
Yes. So Hinari has no recognition. I don't think so. Do they have any recognition? We don't see any recognition of Hinari index journal. They're not any indexing agency.
No, they are not indexing agencies. They are just
they're just a kind of website where the journals are there. So you can write that you are a Hinari index journal, but it does not give any significance.
Okay. Do we have time to check more of the journals?
Yes. I'll just clear some more doubts because I have to end my talk after 55 minutes from now. So there are a couple of other journals that you can see. There is a journal named Solid State Technology. This journal is also kind of hijacked journal, is being closed. And if you go to the website, thousands of papers are there in the website. So I basically given you the theme that how you can check a predatory journal. Right? The predatory journal will be publishing out of the purview, publishing large number of research papers in them. They will give you a wrong DOI, which is not working. Their websites are correct, but there will be no contact details. The names of the editorial boards are fake. And if you go to the meta-analysis, most of the papers are useless in them. So these are 6 points in predatory journals that you have to see. 6 were there in the clone journal. So there is an important chat link I will send you of the COPE guidelines. COPE has also come up with a discussion paper on predatory publishing. So I'm putting that in the chat box. Please download it and read everybody. They have given you 24 points to catch a predatory journal. Right? So this is with you. So there is a question, Dr. Sumit, can we consider the journal as predatory and clone if the editors? No, we just cannot say that every Gmail ID is a cloned or a predatory one, but usually people do not use. I too have a Gmail ID, but I correspond with all my authors and publisher with JCC with an official email ID. So Gmail ID gives raise some eyebrows in terms of the international researcher. So if there is somebody who is asking you and dealing with you in Gmail, tell them to give you an official email ID also. Right? So not every Gmail ID is predatory and cloned, but there are chances that they are using the Gmail ID because they are predatory or cloned. There are chances, good number of chances, right? So after this COPE guidelines, we also have the Sherpa Romeo link for the open access journal. So there is a list. You can check any journal's open access policy in this link, the Sherpa Romeo, and then DOAJ, yes, that was an important point which I have to tell you. DOAJ is Directory of Open Access Journal. So if a journal is saying that it is an open access journal, you can check here whether it is here or not. Open access journals, they index predatory journal. They just cannot check the quality of that journal, but they do these 7 things. If you are into best practices and business model is good, they will give you DOAJ stamps. So you go to search journals. So there will be around 16,564 index journal, those who are open index. And you can see the areas. There are areas into the medicine also. So if you click on medicine specifically, I have refined, there are 3698 index open access journal. Now there are certain journals without APC also. Those who will not charge you APC and are open access are in medicine are 1893, right? So you can do the filtration and can see that what are those 1893 index journal open access not asking any APC. So coming to the concept of APC, open access is only paid when a journal is of top quality. Most of the journals misuse the concept of APC. APC sometimes has to be paid. I have also paid an APC to a journal, but the journal is top class. So you need to see that what is the model of that journal. It is a gold open access, platinum open access, and what kind of model and what is the ranking of that journal. So there is a very, very good journal of Emerald. I'll show you that journal, which is an open access journal, but we'll ask you the APC. So International Journal. International Journal of Climate Change Strategies and Management. It's an Emerald journal, open access journal, and they will directly ask for around £1,000 or dollars to publish with them. Here it is, it's written there. So if you have to publish with them, you have to pay this money. So before submitting, just check the status of indexing and ranking. You will see it is indexed in almost all the big databases, Scopus, Clarivate, and all, and a good impact factor. So if you have to publish, you have to pay this much to them. So paying can be a thing which you have to do, but you need to check the status of that particular journal, that where does it stand. So paying always is not a bad thing, but getting into the trap of a predatory or a clone journal is a bad thing, right? So the concept of open access is a very, very good concept which has been misused by predatory journals. So now what happens if you publish with them? You go to this journal and you can see, you can download any paper which you would like to. Let's go to table of content. It is an open access, gold open access journal where the author has paid the money. So if you see this paper, issue 2, so now you can download any paper like this. How do we paving the planting? We click here and we can download the PDF of this paper. So this is easily accessible because the author has paid for that. Because of your downloading, the author has paid. This is a gold open access model, right? In platinum open access model, which we are using, you don't have to pay to us. You don't have to pay to anybody. You can simply download the research papers. So you go to PDF the paper is downloaded. So this is the concept of gold open access model, where the APC is being paid by the author, and now we can simply download it, and it gives them more citations, because we don't have to buy anything from anywhere. The author has already paid the money. And it is an example of gold open access model, which is a very, very high and reputed journal, and it is indexed everywhere. So as and when you have to pay money, you can write to us also. We will get back to you about that, whether to pay them or not. Or you can check on your own that what is the standing of that journal? Where does it stand? Right? So for DOAJ, you come to, the open access model. Here is DOAJ. So there are 1893 journals in which you don't even have to pay the APC. They are free. But if you remove this filter, there are 3698 journals which are open access in medicine, but they will ask for APC. Right. Anybody, any question, ma'am, on this regard?
Yes, Dr. Sumit, Dr. Anil Kumar Singh from Rajiv Gandhi Institute.
Yeah, I am reading that. PLOS 1 also charges a hefty APC. Yes, PLOS 1 asks for the hefty APC, but we need to see that what is the category and where does this journal stand. Anil sir, I'll just open this in front of you, and let's see the category of this journal, that where they stand. It's not that every time you have to pay to them, they will go for the hefty APC. I am with you on that. Medical journals are a bit costly, but let's see that where they stand, whether they're in PubMed or Medline, or they're good to go. If they're good to go, then you might have to pay the required APC to them, as it is a policy of that journal. Right? So there are many publications. So you have to see in which publication you are going and where does it stand. You can personally send me, I have shared my details. I will again share my Indian number with you. You can personally contact me on WhatsApp, and we can discuss this in more detail, that how to go about it. My name is in the chat box. My number is in the chat box. So I am very active on LinkedIn and on WhatsApp also. So I reply to that. So I will get back to you on this clause issue.
Okay. I think many of the questions are to check the journal website, but there's one question. What can you say about Beale's list to identify precision? Is this still valid? Okay, I think that we already.
No, Beale's list is valid up till 2018. Now new journals are coming up. So Beale's is retired. He's not updating that list. I have to update that list for you. So we are doing that work. So you can give us the information about any journal, and we will get back to it in 48 hours. Any journal around the world, if it is an online journal, we can catch that. Now, one more point, very important point regarding the impact factors. There are no impact factor for the print journals. I'll just show you a picture image that how these impact factors are being calculated. Here it is. Just look at this picture. So it is an online process. If a print journal says that there is an impact factor, they're fooling the system and us. So this is how this impact factor is being calculated. Site score is Scopus, and Web of Science is impact factor. So I forgot you to tell this slide during our impact factor discussion. It came into my mind. So this is for you. I'm sharing this link with you so you can read and understand more about it in the chat box. Okay, panelists and attendees. I have to send to panelists and attendees. Okay. My mobile number again for the panelists and attendees. 452625. Yes, we have established a course with the Taylor University. I'll show you that course. Here it is. How to catch fake predatory and clone journal certificate course with Taylor University. You can also do this course, is free. I'm putting that link in the chat box. Enter your details and say affiliate membership. Take affiliate membership, which is free. Then listen to me for 2 hours, answer some question, and then answer 8 question, and then give the feedback, and then the certificate will be yours. Till today we have got 5 stars. Those who have heard to me has given me 5 stars. So I'm proud of the fact that my information is correct, and I'm very happy that we are here together to catch more and more things. So again, I will give you COPE guidelines. Yes, ma'am. Any question, ma'am?
Yeah. One question is on, again, the website that we have to check, like Annals of International Medicine and Research. Annals of International Medical Medical, yeah, this one, dental research, the one is popping up.
Medical and dental research.
Yes.
Not indexed anywhere, ma'am. Dubious. Predatory.
Mm-hmm.
It's predatory.
Okay. Okay. There's another one, Asian Journal of Medicine and Health. Which is the better?
No.
Journal of Medicine and Health.
We just checked it. We have checked this kind of website.
Mm-hmm.
Go to indexing. We checked it. It's not there, man. It's not there.
Okay, okay, okay. Another one is safety and health at work.
Just a second.
Safety and health at work.
Here it is. So retraction watches, ma'am, it is taking care of the papers which are being retracted. So there is a leaderboard also. The persons whose papers are being retracted because of the problems of plagiarism, falsification, and fabrication, the names are here. So you can see a couple of names here. So if you see any Bhutanese name is there or any Indian name, I can show you an Indian name working an NRI, Bharat Agarwal. These 39 research papers have been removed or retracted because of the problem of fabrication and falsification. And mostly these are the papers related to medicines and to the papers related to the research which is impacting the human life.
Mm-hmm.
So when the doctor's papers are retracted from the journals like cancer biology or molecular biology, you come into this list. And getting into the list means you are academically, you will be blacklisted. So this is also very, very big cause for concern for the medical fraternity. Their name should not be get into list. And every day this list is expanding. And more people are retracted because of the academic integrity, loss of academic integrity in them. So that is also area of concern, man.
Yes. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Amit. So the Sage publishers, I think they are genuine. And one question is on Sage Open Medical Case Reports.
Ma'am, says are good, but let's check it. Sage Open
Medical Case Reports.
They will never go for this kind of error because they're an international publisher. So it is there. You can check their indexing, journal info, indexing. They are in the Clarivate, JCR, and in others also, abstracting here. They are also in Google Scholar. So Google Scholar does not give any significance. They are into PubMed. They are in Scopus. They're good to go, man.
Okay, okay, sir, thank you. Another one is Indian Journal of Public Health.
Abstracting again.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the useless impact indexing. Here it is DOAJ. If it is in DOAJ and ESCI, then it is good journal. And it is there in Scopus also. So let's check it. Indian Journal of Public Health. They are in Scopus also. So let's see how many papers they are publishing, whether they are dubious or not. The impact factor, they are in Scopus. Walster Kluwer Health is taking over this journal content. They're good, ma'am. They're quite good. An old journal with open access. They're quite good.
Another one is Archive of Clinical Cases.
Archives of
clinical cases.
clinical thesis.
Yes. Clinical cases.
Cases. Okay.
Case. CACs. That is this one.
So they are in Publon doesn't mean they are good. So
Mhm.
archives of medical, so clinical cases, here it is. This is a website. We have to come down and check it. So do not go directly to Publon stating that it's a very good journal. It is in Publon. Anybody can enter the Publon databases.
Mhm.
So this is the original website of this journal, which states that it is a kind of poor journal which is not indexed anywhere. That is why they are using concept of Publon with them. Nobody enters the Publon like this, because if you are a good journal, why you go to Publon? So let's see the indexing. Yes, it's not indexed anywhere. It's a predatory journal. This is how you fool people,
Mhm.
saying that you are in Publon. And Crossref, again, they are using why Crossref? Crossref is a metadata manager agency. I am saying it again and again. And they are misusing this.
Mhm.
And
They have
JGate,
also written DOAG, Director of Research Journal Index. Oh, Sherpa Romeo also is there.
Directive of Research Journal Indexing, DOAJ, not Research Journal, DOA, Directive of Open Access Journals. So
Yeah.
this is a indexing which they have taken. DRJI,
Mhm.
which I have shown you. Dubious impact factor, DRJI.
Mhm.
That's copying those.
Yeah, index copy.
Highly predatory.
Okay. So the other one is Asian Journal of Nursing, Education and Research. Asian Journal of Nursing, Education and Research. Yeah, that one is coming up.
Dubious one, man. Let's see the indexing information. ProQuest, dubious predatory journal, 110%. Let's check the DOI also.
Mhm.
It's not working. DOI is also not working. It's a dubious journal. It's not indexed anywhere. Even if the DOI is working, this time it's not working, but it should be indexed somewhere. You just see, it's a monthly journal or bi-monthly journal. So ProQuest, Google Scholar, it means nothing. It will never be indexed
Mhm.
because
Okay,
of
so
move back.
Dr. Sumit, I think we will move ahead
yeah.
with our. I think we still have some more topics to clear. So just before we move on, I just wanted to ask you, for everyone's sake, because like to find out whether it's really predatory or not, we were first going to look at the indexing. But if it is a new journal like ours, where we are not able to index anywhere apart from since you have already seen our website, it's like Google Scholar and the INCR, which as per your talk is not very genuine. So though we are not predatory, still if you are not indexed elsewhere,
we don't have
anywhere.
we don't have to show that we are looking like a predatory journal. We can be a new journal. Our journal was also a new journal. So we will make the website that it is a new journal coming up into the field of medicine and against the predatory norms. So we will not follow any of the norms being followed by there. There will be correct information, correct details of the editorial board, and we will write them that we will be going for scopus. And we are applying for various indexing agencies. So at present, we are not indexed anywhere. So if we write the right information, people will understand us and they will join us with good papers. We will not give any kind of wrong information which these predatory journals are giving. We will show them the different thing, the flip side of the coin. That yes, we are not indexed, we are new, we have the aspiration to be indexed, and we need your help with good papers. I'll tell you that how to go about it. So then we are good to go about that.
Yes. Okay. Though we have a separate session on that, but just
Yeah,
for the
we
information,
will be
all
having
the
on
doctors, so that they don't feel that just because there's no indexing done, then
doesn't
it
mean
might
that
be.
it's yeah. This is how you tell yours to the word. These
Mhm.
journals which you are showing me, they are showing the word that they are indexed. No, they are not indexed in a proper indexing agency. This is what we have to tell to the world to be aware of.
Okay.
Starting a
Okay.
journal is not a problem. You can start any journal, but to tell the people the right information, that too in the medical area, which is all about right information, is astonishing. That they're giving wrong information about the journal just for the sake of getting publishing papers and all.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Sumit. I think we'll move on. Do you have any more?
My topic and my areas have almost covered. I think I have covered almost everything. So now I will just show you the H index and the I-10 index, which people ask that what is H index and what is I-10 index. I'll show you H index calculation manually,
Okay.
so that there should be no doubt of the H index and the other thing. So here it is, calculate your academic footprints. You can calculate your academic footprints with the H index. And there's a formula to do that. Here it is, calculate manually. I am putting this link into the chat box so that people can use it to calculate their own H index. Next one is I-10 index. I-10 index means how many of your paper has got 10 citation. Very easy to understand. I-10 index. Where it is. The number of publications with at least 10 citations. This is very simple measure to use by Google Scholar only, and is another way to help gauge the productivity of a scholar, right? I'll copy this and put it forward. If you got my I-10 index is 3, I have 3 papers which have got 10 citations. Right. So I end here. I think I have covered all my topics which I have got in my diary. I cleared you about clone journals, I cleared you about predatory journals, I've cleared you about open access, I cleared you about impact factors, and I have cleared you about the Sherpa Romeo policies, I've cleared you about the directory of open access journal, I've cleared you about the retraction watch which is coming up in the world, and people should not have their name into that retraction watch. And the DOI have gave you a manual working of a DOI, the digital object identification, that is very important how you get this number. And predatory journals will not give you this number because it's very, very difficult to obtain a DOI, because you have to give the accurate information for a DOI.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Smith. I think then we still have time before you go for your next meeting.
Yeah, I
so
have
that we can ask questions.
20 minutes of more of discussion.
Yeah, so because there are so many questions, I think many have published in that.
I would like to answer everybody, so please ask me as many as you.
Maybe I'll go to Q&A because some have written in chat box and some have written Q&A. So like I'm kind of, okay, one, Indian Journal of Public Health, we already done it. Journal of Geomatics. Can you check that?
Journal of
Geomatics. MATICS. Geomatics, yeah, that one.
It might be a good journal because it's an Indian Society journal, but we need to see whether it is indexed anywhere or not. If it is not, we will not publish with them. I don't think so it is indexed anywhere right now. So at present, we avoid this journal.
Okay. Okay.
You can see that written about the indexing.
Okay, sir. Another one is Mindman Singh Medical Journal.
Which one, ma'am?
Mindman Singh, I think it's from Bangladesh.
Yes, that's our medical college journal.
Mymen, M-Y-M-E-N. Mymen, M-Y-M-E-N-S-I-N-G-H. This one, Mindman Singh Medical Journal. It's popping up. Yeah.
Bangladesh journals online. This is from Bangladesh. Let's check it. I don't know the qualifications for a Bangladeshi journal, but internationally, I'll just tell you that what are the problems with this journal, if they have any. I don't know the rules of Bangladesh, so it's like an open access journal. Nothing is written about indexing. People are publishing with them, and I'm not sure what to speak about this journal. From my eyes, I will never publish with them. It's a predatory journal for me, but I don't know the rules of Bangladesh, so I cannot just comment on this. But if I have to publish in Nepal or in India or with your country, it is looking like an open access journal without any indexing, so it doesn't have any significance to us.
Okay. Maybe Dr. Robin can maybe write to Dr. Smith personally, and maybe sir can have a look when you have time.
Yes, I will again put my email ID once again for everybody. Yes, for medical, any kind of general query and all, I am there to help you. I am not that expert, but I'm a bit of expert in the medical research in catching these journals and help you out that you should not fall trap in wrong journals.
Okay, sir. Next is safety and health at work. Safety and health at work.
It's an elsewhere
That's
journal. I always say that elsewhere are good. There are no problems with them.
okay.
It's
So
looking like
Elsevier.
yeah, it's looking like a good journal. We're good to go, man.
Okay.
Indexing is
Other one is diabetes metabolic syndrome. Diabetes. Yeah, I think it's Elsevier only.
diabetes.
Diabetes metab syndrome. Diabetes. It will come.
Diabetes.
Yeah, metab.
Met-
Metab. METAB. Yeah, that one.
It's a science direct journal, good journal. Not every medical journal is bad. So there are good journals also. Medical research is the highest research which people do. But yes, some kind of problems are there in them. So infiltration of bad research has entered it. But I'm not saying that every journal is bad. So this is a good journal, science direct journal. No wrong. You can see Manish Bansal in Vedanta Medicity Division, and there are others also. Good journal.
So it's a good journal. Okay, next one is International Journal of Gynecology and Obstetrics. International Journal of Gynecology and Obstetrics.
It's an online Wiley journal. So Wiley journals are also somehow good. And let's see what does this website say. It's in Clarivate, JCR, and
So good indexing.
yeah, it's a good journal.
Okay, and another one is okay, what is that? Journal of Suffolk, South Asian Forum of Obstetrics, I think. Journal of Suffolk, SAFOG. FOG, yeah, that one. I think it's a good one. Organization.
I'll go to the indexing first. The website is fine. Here it is, the ORCID. We are ORCID compliant. Authors encouraged to register for an ORCID. So let's see. It might be good also. Indexing information. They're asking for, yes, it is in Scopus and Embassy. It's a good journal.
Okay,
although they are using this dubious impact factor, which they are not knowing that they are dubious. So if somebody has to tell, they can tell them. But if they are in Embassy and in Scopus, there is a Journal of South Asian Federation. So it's a good journal. The only concern they are having dubious impact factor. I will just check that how many papers they are publishing to really know that whether they have turned predatory or not. They might have turned predatory also. Let me check the database.
Okay, publisher is this one.
Journal is not in the database. Not in the database, but maybe I'm writing it wrong, but I'll get back on this journal later. Just
okay.
So I think we had enough. So there will be more and more journals coming up. So they can check the name of the journals and details on their own. I have given them enough information. This journal I will check and I will get back to you. This is dubious as well as good because it is in Scopus. Still they are using the index copernicus. Either they're not informed of this or they are publishing more research than required. So I will check and get back to you on this journal.
Okay, sir.
Over to you.
Another one is Econ Papers. I think it's some publisher, Econ Papers.
Which one, ma'am?
ECON, Econ Papers.
Just a second, I'll share again.
Econ Papers. Yeah, I think so.
Just a agency which is adding paper to their databases. World's largest online economic papers, journals, articles, and software. So it's fine. There's no problem.
Okay. Another one is molecular biology reports. I think it's okay only. Molecular biology reports.
Springer, it's good. Springer never make mistakes. These kind of mistakes.
Yeah, Springer is like okay.
Right now. So
yes.
you have to give me now because
yes.
I have to take lunch also. Yeah.
Dr. Sumit, I think somebody wrote here that maybe for nursing articles, Scopus may not be there. I think they have some kind of confusion still regarding the indexing to health process.
They have to enter those for nursing.
Dr. Sumit, can you repeat? We couldn't hear you.
They have to go to Embassy database. EMBASE.
Oh, database. Yeah.
So.
Dr. Sumit, if we can just go to our website, the bhj.com.bt, and because we are talking about DOI, and then if you click on the DOI, it has to go take us directly to the PDF version. But in Open Journal System, OJS, it doesn't usually take us back directly to the PDF. So can you just, maybe in OJS, it doesn't take us directly. If you can just have a look. Bhutan Health Journal.
In OJS, EKP, the things are different. But do you have the Crossref account with you, ma'am?
Crossref, yes.
If you have the Crossref account, so I'll check you that. Okay. So we will go to this paper. We'll copy this DOI and we'll go to doi.org and we'll see whether it is working there or not. So we'll click here. We'll copy this DOI number. We'll go to doi.org. And we'll copy the number here and we'll see that is it working or not. It is not working right now. So we need to see that how did you give that DOI number to that paper. So whether it became machine readable or not. So your DOI number is 10.478111. This will go in front of all the research paper. But these digits that you have given, that how you have given these digits, whether you have followed the steps I have shown you or you have followed some different steps. So that we have to see. If we click on the DOI here, let's see what comes out. There is an error. So why this error is, we have to see that you need to fill the DOI information correctly. You need to fill the DOI information correctly. You have the DOI with you, which is belonging to you. It is 10.7811. This will always be remaining with you, but you need to give it in a more specific manner so that there should not be error. I just showed you the steps and I will do these steps with you for your journal.
Okay, so maybe that can be done next time,
Yeah, we will
because this, yeah,
next.
assigned by the IT. The IT does work. So
The IT team
when
will
we,
sit with me, and
yeah,
I will tell them whatever is.
okay. I think we are like it's almost 2 here. Well, it must be 1:30, and then we should break for lunch. I think I think Dr. Sumit said something like that. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. So
I just I have given you enough information now. It is your it's a retaining that how much you retain and how much queries I get back. So my details are there. So people will be contacting me again, and your team is always there in touch with me. I will be working with your journal and with your institution for the betterment of the research from here virtually. And as and when the campus is open, I would love to come to your campus next year.
sure,
So
we will invite you. And I
yeah,
think our collaboration just started, and we would like to keep
we
it
will go
going.
along in academic career together.
Yes. So thank you so much. Before we close, I would like to request Dr. Phupduji to kindly say a few words before we close this session today.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sumit, for giving us an elaborate idea on how to identify a predatory or clone journal. I think the faculties who are online and the doctors from different parts of the country, who are desiring to get their papers published, will now know that how to look for the evidence of fake or clone journal. So I think it is very good because all are young here and we don't know, we are very innocent. And thank you because this is the beginning of the link that BHJ will be having with you in months and years to come. And the Bhutan Health Journal also needs to grow a lot, and we look forward to your support and guidance. Thank you very much, Dr. Sumit.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. And I think maybe we'll discuss next time. I was just going to ask you a question on how to actually find out the websites of the clone journal, that the one that you showed in the video in your YouTube. Like who domain tools? Yeah, the domaintools.com. You go and then look at that one. So, but I think we're already late today, so maybe we'll end here.
This is enough for them to understand and to retain. And we will be again in touch with them. And as and when there is any work for me, I will be there to help.
So yes, so I'll take some feedback from the participants, and in case they need anything extra, we'll talk to you and then maybe arrange another session for them.
Sure.
So I think this is just the beginning, and most of them it's the first time for them and might have not understood well also. So maybe like we need to repeat it. And yeah, I would like to let everyone know that such sessions are there on YouTube. You can always go there. I learned a lot from his YouTube videos. Thank you so much. Thank you, and see you later. On 24th, we'll see you again.
Yeah, 24th.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you, and stay
Thank
safe.
you very much, Dr. Smith.
Thank you, KP sir. Thank you, Lechin, and thank you, Dorji sir. Thank you, everybody.